Hello everyone, I made this adorable outfit for a 6-year-old and today I'm excited to share with you exactly how I put it together. This dress actually was made out of denim and then cotton print. I combined it nicely to come out with this beautiful design, and it is so simple to put together. I also added beautiful puff sleeves to the dress and it gave it a very good blend. Please do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, like our videos if you enjoyed this tutorial, and if there's any part of this video you think we could improve, kindly drop a comment in the comment section. Let's go ahead and get right into the tutorial. To make this dress, I'll be working with this denim print. This is actually the very soft type, and I also have here a striped cotton fabric. This is multicolored, it's so beautiful. I just have a tiny piece, so I'll be using both pieces of fabric to make my outfit. So I have here 2 pieces of fabric on fold. This is the folded line towards me, and it's actually folded into 4 pieces. So I'll be cutting out both the front and then the back together. To determine the width you need, divide the bust measurement by 4 and add about 6 inches to it. So I'll go ahead and rule a straight line across. I came down by about ½ an inch. This line is going to serve as my shoulder line. On this line, I'll mark half of my shoulder measurement, which is 5.5 inches. Then I'll also input my neck measurement. I'm working with 3 inches for the front and a depth of 2.5 inches. I'll connect both points with a curve. So this is my front neck, and for the back I will drop the back by 1 inch. So I'll mark that 1 inch and draw my back neck as well to complete the neckline for the back. Next, I'm going to drop the shoulder by ½ an inch mark and connect a straight line to touch the neck. So this is my shoulder slope. I will then input my chest measurement. These are standard measurements. I'm going to go down by 6 inches, mark from the shoulder line downwards, and I'll also connect this point with a straight line. On this chest line, I'll input a quarter of my bust measurement. I'm working with 6 inches for this child. Then I would also be inputting 1 inch sewing allowance to this. So when I'm done with this, I would input my shoulder length on this chest line, mark that. Remember, it was 5.5 inches. Then I'll connect a straight line from the shoulder slope to touch the chest line this way. I will then divide this measurement into 2, mark the mid of this line, and I'll go in by ½ an inch for my front armhole mark and connect a straight line from that mark to touch the shoulder slope this way. I'll also connect my front armhole with a curved line. So this is the armhole for the front. For the back, I would position my curve ruler on it this way and draw in my back armhole. And then I would input the full length of this dress. I'm working with a full length of 28 inches. I'll mark from the shoulder line to the hem of the dress and rule a straight line across the hem of this fabric. So to get the A-line effect at the back, I'll measure what I have on the chest line, and then whatever I get there, I'm going to add about 4 inches to that and mark that on the hemline. If you have enough fabric to spare, you can add in a lot on the hemline. I'll also add in 1 inch for my sewing allowance and connect a straight line from the hem to touch the armhole curve. So this is how beautiful my A-line dress is going to look. When I'm done connecting this point with a straight line, from the side of this dress, I will go up by ½ an inch and draw in a curve that slopes into the hemline of this dress. I do not want the sides of this dress to be too pointy. When I'm done with this, I'll cut out my fabric. So I'll be cutting out the back piece first. Then when I'm done and I complete the back piece, then I would go ahead and complete the front piece of the dress as well. When I get to the shoulder of this dress, I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch stitching allowance to the shoulder. So I'll cut and then leave out 1/2 inch, which I'll be using to join the shoulders of this dress. So I'm done. I'll take out the back piece so I can complete the front piece of my dress. So the front armhole is going to be deeper than the back, so I'm going to cut out that excess fabric at the armhole area of my dress. So before I do that, I'll align my fabric pieces well so that it's properly laid on a table. Then I'll cut out the armhole for the front. So I'm done cutting, and this is what the front looks like. I have one piece for my front. I'm going to be folding the front piece this way. So when I fold it in from the top, I'll mark 1 inch at the neckline, and then at the bottom I'm going to be marking out 2.5 inches and mark that as well. Then I'll connect both points with a straight line. So this is going to be my cutout where I'll be inserting my cotton print. So if you want this cutout to be in the midsection, then you have to fold your front piece into 2. But I wanted it to be a bit slanty. That is why I folded my fabric this way. So after connecting the point with a straight line, I'll cut out the piece that I've marked. I'll set this piece aside and bring in my cotton fabric, which I'll be replacing with the denim fabric. So this is my striped fabric. This is just a tiny piece, about 1/4 yard in measurement. So I'm going to place the cotton print on my table this way. It should be equal in length with the denim fabric. Then I'll place my cutout denim piece on top of this print. Folded end should be facing the same direction. I'll pin the denim piece down so that it doesn't shift away while I'm trying to mark this out. So pin them on the sides, and then I'll place it on the cotton print this way. The next I'll do is to add in seam allowance of 1 inch on this cotton print. So I'll add it on the side. I'm not going to be adding anything to the hem of the cotton print. So when I'm done with this, I'll cut out the fabric piece. So I'm cutting out the striped fabric. So I'm done cutting out. I do not need the denim fabric any longer, so I'll set it aside, and then I'll bring in the front pieces of my A-line dress. This is what the front pieces look like. I have 2 pieces. They are not equal in width. So I'll open up my cotton print and then place right side facing the right side of my denim fabric. Then I would pin this cutout on top of the denim fabric. So I'll pin from the hem to the neckline, and when I'm done pinning, I would also pin the other side to the other side of the front piece of my A-line dress. I'll head to my sewing machine and then stitch down on 1/2 inch on both sides of my dress. So I've stitched it down. This is what it looks like. The front piece is almost complete. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be folding this front piece into 2 equal halves so I can complete the front neckline of my dress. So align the dress on the sides properly so that there's not any mismatch. Then on the neckline for the front, I'm going to go down further by 1.5 inches, and then mark and complete the front neckline of this dress. To draw in the neckline, then I'll cut it out. So when I open it up, this is what the front looks like. I'm done with the front. For the back, I'll fold it into two, and then on the mid section of this back, I'm going to go down by 3.5 inches, and I'm going to be cutting out the back up to the 3.5 mark I made. This is going to help me be able to attach my button and then my loop later on. So this is what the back cutout looks like. I'll be cleaning this cutout with bias strip that I made from the fabric piece. I would place it on the cutout and then stitch down on my sewing machine and further top stitch to give the cutout a clean finish. I'm done with cleaning the back cutout. This is the back piece. I'm going to place it on top of the front piece, right sides facing one another. Then I will join the shoulders together on 1/2 inch on my sewing machine. So I've joined the shoulders, and this is what it looks like. I have here my bias strip made out of my fabric piece. I'll be using this to also clean the neckline of my dress. So I'm going to stitch this down all around and also top stitch to give the neckline a very beautiful finish. So I'll be using an already made loop for the opening at the back, but you can also create the loop out of your denim fabric just like I have done here. So place the loop on it and then complete the cleaning of the neckline. So I have finished off the neckline for both the front and then the back. This is how neat it looks. Remember to give it a good press when you are done. And I also have here my tiny piece of loop, which is going to be used to fasten my button later on. Next, I'm going to set this aside so I can work on the sleeve pieces for my dress. So for the sleeve pieces, I have here 2 pieces of fabric on fold. It's folded into 4 pieces, and I have the folded end here. The length of my fabric is 7 inches, and I have a width of 9.5 inches. From the sides where I have the pieces, I'm going to mark out 3 inches below, and from that 3-inch mark, I will draw in my sleeve curve. So when I'm done drawing in the sleeve curve, I'll also go in by 1 inch from the sides where I have the pieces and reconnect to touch my sleeve this way. So I'm done with the sleeve. Very simple to do. This is going to be a puff sleeve. I'll cut it out. When done cutting, I'll open it up, and I have here 2 pieces of sleeves, one for each side of my dress. So I'm going to fold the sleeve into 2 and then create a tiny notch on the mid of the sleeve this way at the top. Then I'm also going to trim off about 1/4 inch from one side of this sleeve. So this is going to be the front side of my sleeve. So the sleeve has both the front and then the back side. So I'll trim off 1/4 inch, and then I'll be repeating the same process for the other sleeve piece. When I'm done trimming off the 1/4 inch, I will label my sleeve. This is my front where I have the 1/4 inch cut out, and I'll label the other sleeve as well. The next thing I will do is to head back to my sewing machine. Then I will clean the hem of my sleeve, folding about 1/4 inch and stitch it down, and also create a channel of about 0.5 inches at the hem of the sleeve. Then I'll draw gathers at the top of the sleeve as well. So I've done that for both sleeves. This is the gathers at the top of the sleeve. The hem has also been finished. I created a channel of about 0.5 inches. I have here my elastic band. This elastic band is 9 inches in length. I'll be passing this through the casing we created on the hem of my sleeve. I'm going to use my safety pin to help me pass this through the channel. So when I'm done passing through, I'll secure the sides of this sleeve with my pins. Then I'll head to my sewing machine and then stitch the sides down just to secure the ends. So I'll be repeating same process for the other sleeve as well. So I'm done with the sleeve. This is what they look like. It's looking so beautiful. I have 2 pieces, one for each side of my dress. The next I'll do is to place the sleeve midsection onto the armhole of this dress. Then I'll start to pin this on the armhole. And when I'm done pinning, I'll be repeating same process for the other armhole of my dress. So if you are enjoying this tutorial, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel for more beginner friendly tutorials. So I'm going to head to my sewing machine and then I would stitch these sleeves down onto the armhole on 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I've done that. I've joined the sleeve to the armhole of the dress, and this is the wrong side of my dress. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be joining the sides together. Remember, I added 1 inch seam allowance. So I'll join the sides together from the armhole through to the hem of the dress, and I'll repeat same process the other side of the dress as well. Stitch down 1 inch to the hem of the dress, and also finish off the hem by folding in 1/4 inch twice to clean the hem of my dress. So this is it. This is how beautiful my dress came out. The fit was so amazing on this child. For the back piece, I fixed my button to secure the back, and the dress is looking so gorgeous and so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is what the back of my dress looks like as well. Please give us a like, a thumbs up, and comment on the video. Let's know if you are enjoying it, and please do not forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for making time to watch this tutorial. We'll see you in our next tutorial.